Don't ask why we've done this.
Hello, everybody.
I still don't know why we did it, but whatever.
It's just a stupid joke that David.
It's one of those dumb days that we're all having where we're all just being fun and dumb.
Audio podcast listeners have no idea what's going on.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, audio listeners.
If you're not watching it on YouTube, you're only getting half
the story.
The story.
Period.
Hola, hola, hola. Bienvenidos a The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. I feel very ADHD coded today because I have 3 drinks. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the reels where it's like you have 3 drinks, 1 to hydrate, 1 to caffeinate, and 1 for fun.
Yeah.
So that is my current situation. So I have water because, of course, hydration is incredibly important. I have this gorgeous cucumber mint sparkling water energy drink that is one of my favorites. And then I'm drinking some unsweetened green tea. It is bitter, it is cold, and it is refreshing.
Your soul. Just like
I
your
know.
soul. Yeah.
And I get the reference too. I listen to the Big Brother coverage.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it. But anyway, hey.
And here's the difference. I actually do respect and appreciate sweet tea, unlike certain other people in the opposite. But, it's fine.
No, I have no respect for unsweetened tea. None whatsoever. Don't care. Don't like it. I think it's abomination and it goes against nature. Just saying. Anyway, hello.
It's
everyone.
literally, that's how it's made in nature, but sure.
It goes against nature. It's supposed to be sweet. Anyway, interrupt me again here. Interrupt me again here before I start.
Gladly.
You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I do. You look really pretty today, Lana.
Say it. Thank you.
These episodes.
Thank you. Hello, I am Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give two spit of tea and drink the tea because I love me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do, hit me up. Unlike other people, I don't have anything to drink because I'm not a thirsty person like some people. So I stay hydrated because I don't have to get hydrated because I stay hydrated, period. But what I do have is my cup mug. Period.
Top
panel full of cup mugs, top panel full of cup mugs, top panel full of cup mugs, the bottom panel.
And the rest of you suck.
Suck. I was about to say the rest of you suck. But anyway.
It's a roast episode. This is the one episode of this season where we can be mean bitches to each other.
Period.
Excuse me.
I said what I said.
What I said.
At least I don't have a receding hairline.
Oops. Oh. I know we ain't talking about me.
Okay, cool. I'm bald. Fuck you.
I know we're not talking about me, baby. What?
I forgot that
I'm
where. I'm so sorry.
Where? Anyway, but you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, Eduardo. And we do ship internationally, River. So there are no excuses. Get your cup merch. Period. Love you, mean it.
Emphasis on mean. Just kidding. Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. And I wasn't prepared to bust this out again already because I wore it on our Instagram review, but I had to because she was on the episode. So I had to wear my Matraca shirt.
I was like, there's no other shirt that you would be wearing for
you would wear today.
Yeah, you have
Absolutely.
to. You were
Exactly.
obligated to.
Yes, and I'm so happy River got to be introduced to my favorite Mexican queen. But
my favorite Mexican queen.
One of my favorite Mexican queens.
One
and
of
I love her.
And my only favorite Mexican queen.
Fair. And I'm drinking some water.
Period.
Well, hello everyone. I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit, get hit. We're fighting today, very obviously. Today I'm just drinking water because I forgot to make coffee. But you know what? It's fine. don't need coffee. I'm good. I'm good.
Are you?
No.
I didn't think so.
We been new.
No. What have
Well,
I
so
been
this
up
is
to?
the energy for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Got
yes.
it.
Well, yes.
It's the rest.
Yes. Hi, I am River, your Brazilian correspondent here on the Cup. And today I also have a cute shirt. I have a shirt for my Gilmore Girls fans. But that
Ooh.
ain't oatmeal. If you know, you know. And
I'm mad I didn't see
I'm
that.
drinking some water out of my Hello Kitty mug.
Ooh.
That's cute.
Ew.
Come on, season 7 of Drag Race.
Hello, my name is Hello Katya. That's the only one I remember.
Love.
Fully.
But we are back. It is a full panel today, I guess, for the roast here on Drag Race Mexico. Very excited because this was, guess what? Another good episode of Drag Race Mexico. Shockingly, another great episode of Drag Race Mexico. We are really Drag Race fans right now. We are just eating. All of the franchises are eating. And speaking of, you should subscribe, like, and share because we are here covering almost all things drag. That was a weird segue, but I made that work.
It worked.
Because we are currently eating because we got Mexico and we got Philippines and we got Canada versus the world. And now we got global. We are eating right now. This is like the premier 2 weeks right now while we have all 4 of these franchises running. Because I'll be honest, usually when there's 3 or 4 or even 5, there's one franchise I'm like, fuck, I don't
Say their names.
Name and shame
España.
them.
España.
España.
Oh.
I say it all day. España all day.
When we
I'm
had
not
the
looking
5
forward
last
to
year,
it.
I honestly don't remember which one it was. I honestly don't remember. It was Dracula.
Was it Brazil?
Oh, it was No, it was Dracula.
You said Brazil earlier, right? I'm kidding.
What'd you say?
Okay, what we need to not do on
River
this
is
occasion,
coming
David
to your
Healy,
house
Come again?
and bidding you up.
It was never
Okay, so-
Brazil.
it was never Brazil.
It was never Brazil.
I literally answered the question, and you
It was-
still talked over me to not hear my answer.
What
So.
did you say, that, Logan? It was who?
I said Dracula.
Oh yeah, it was definitely Dracula.
Remember that
It was
stretch last in like
definitely
September,
Dracula.
October when we had 5,
Oh.
and the one I did not want to talk about was Dracula.
It was definitely Dracula. I quit Dracula midway. I was
Yeah,
like,
we know.
absolutely not. No, thank you. Yeah, no.
I am
Dracula
excited for
this
season
year.
6, though. I'm so excited for season 6, though. But yes, check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcasts, our YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access, including early access to Look Over Here. If you've seen one of the episodes this season, you know the spiel. Anyway, we come back in, and no one went home.
Yeah.
Top 6 once again. Top 6.
Slay.
Ooh.
After one of the best lip syncs we've seen.
I have a good feeling that when we talk about our top lip syncs of the year at the end of this year, if we don't all have that lip sync on our list, it means that there were 24 other good lip syncs that happened between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Truly one of
Like-
the best
Or you
lip
just
syncs.
didn't watch that lip sync.
Brooke.
Yeah.
Oop.
I'm calling her out, Brooke,
Not that.
for
But yes.
forgetting 4 franchises that gave great lip syncs last year.
Right. Yeah.
Brooke.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be me this year. I haven't watched that many franchises.
We won't
of lip
invite you to
syncing.
the lip sync thing then at the end of the
Okay,
year.
great,
You're not
wonderful.
invited. I only invite people who watched all the franchises and knows that
Okay.
it's
Or at least caught up
20,000
and
lip
watch all the
syncs
lip
out there.
syncs.
I'm
Yeah,
down
we'll
to
just
watch all
watch
the
all
lip
of
Hey,
syncs. I'm
you
gonna
can
be
start
so
now. Start now.
Yeah, just start out with all
and you'll
lip
catch up
syncs.
by the end of the year.
Yeah, there's only been 100 episodes or so that we've watched this year. That's it.
I'll just watch the lip syncs.
No, that's all you need to do.
That's all
Yeah.
you really need to do.
I'll just watch the lip
Lip
syncs.
syncs.
That's it. I'm not doing all
Fair.
that.
I don't blame you.
Oh man. That's funny.
But yeah, great lip sync. They come back in. This was another very succinct episode. Like there's no real
Mhm.
filler now. And I honestly appreciate that now that we're down to so few queens. It's like, oh no, we're not getting any filler.
Mhm.
And especially with what we know now about next week's challenge, I feel like next week is going to be for lack of a better term, a
Full of
lot of
filler.
filler.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Full of
So
filler.
I'm kind of glad that this episode was very light on the filler. Not like Tyga's face, but light on the filler.
Don't
I think
do
you mean
that,
Regina Voce.
Tyga. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I think
know.
the
Regina
filler.
Voce
You mean
right
Regina Voce?
Queen
Love
of
you,
the
Regina.
universe.
Queen
Oh,
of the universe. Okay.
That's the
Queen of
one
the
thing they have in
Fillerverse.
common.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, yes.
I do have a question before we get too past the previous episode for Eduardo. I'm very curious what your thoughts were when Lexa dropped that comment about getting cut before the finale again.
I haven't watched her season of La
We
Más
didn't
Draga,
either. We didn't either.
but I think having there's a lot of like little shade that gets thrown out towards La Más Draga in Mexico. Like it's been a few little things that have been mentioned before, and so I don't mind the shade. I think they're two different things, but at the same time, I think the quality of Drag Race Mexico is so much higher that like I'm always rooting for it, and also because there are some weird things and people I don't like in La Más Draga, so I much prefer Drag Race Mexico, and so I kind of appreciate the shade throwing, but I think it's all friendly and fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Lexa was having war flashbacks to like, shit, this is happening again. Oh no.
No!
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that when you have each show like mentioning each other, because they are in the same vein of shows. Like, yes, it's two drag competition shows where these
Make it
amazing
3? I saw a trailer for something featuring Rudy Reyes and Madison Basre. And I don't know what it is,
really?
but I'm very excited about it because I do like both of them.
I'll have
I
to
mean,
watch
And
I
I
it.
have
love
no idea.
Madison. So I
I
don't
I
love
don't know
Rudy.
nothing
Right.
about that, but the two that I know
Yes.
about is the fact that a lot of these amazing talented queens go back and forth, have auditioned for both shows, and some made it on one and didn't make it on the other, or some made it on both, and to talk about their experience on both shows. I think it's kind of cool, and I love that you do it in a way where it's not just saying, yeah, I was on La Más Draga, or yes, I was on RuPaul's Drag Race. It's just like, oh shoot, do not want to get put out before the finale again.
Again.
And it's like, oh, so that if you know type of thing. So it's like the people who are like, if you know, and some people who watch it has no idea because they don't watch the other show.
I bet the general
but
public.
then for the people that for the people that don't know, it makes them curious to be like, okay, but when was
What
she in
they
the
talk
finale?
about.
What was she on? And
What
then they're gonna
finale
go
was
look
she
for
in?
that. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the people and my point was going to be, and the people that do know are like, oh shit.
Mhm.
Because unlike season 1, this is the first season where we've had La Más Draga contestants compete on Drag Race Mexico. There was
Right.
no one from La Más on season 1 of Drag Race Mexico. So
We
it's
had people
definitely
who
Margaret,
auditioned.
yeah.
Margaret,
We had people who
Oh, Margaret,
auditioned.
duh,
Oh, Margaret. Yeah,
duh,
Margaret.
Margaret,
Yeah.
duh,
So yeah, Margaret there.
And she should have won season 1 of La
Well,
Más
she should have
Draga
won. Apparently,
anyways.
that's what I've heard. But we've had people who auditioned for the shows for La Más Draga who didn't make
Pixie
it, who made it
Pixie.
on track. Pixie, who and Matraka. It's like, we love that. I love the back and
I
forth.
wish
and
it
that
was a
everybody
more
is.
I wish
I
it
do
was
wish it was more
a more
positive.
positive back and forth.
I do.
But
Yeah. Well, the thing about, I'll just say real quickly because we're gonna go on a tangent, and I don't want to make this podcast super
it's
long.
not it's not for this episode, but
not
it's
for this
definitely worth
episode.
the conversation.
Yeah, it's worth a conversation to be had, but it's not for this episode. But like, I feel like Drag Race Mexico has some much more respect for La Más Draga than La Más Draga has for Drag Race Mexico.
Yes, I can tell that.
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
You can tell that. You can tell that in how they talk about each other, or how they
What
talk
they're
about
allowed to talk about.
or what they're
Yeah.
allowed to say. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because Drag Race Mexico kind of like views it as like, oh, you paved the path, but then La Más Draga kind of is like, oh, I did all the work. Why are you here now? And why are you doing better than me now? It kind of feels like that, but like I'm not super
because you
close
actually
to it.
respect your contestants.
Shocker. Anyways,
We
let's not go on the tangent. Let's not go on the
down that
tangent.
rabbit hole.
You're so real for that,
We're
and you're
not,
speaking truth. But let's move on. That's a conversation for
Anyway, we
another
come into the
episode.
workroom the next day, and we get some guests, some familiar guests for 4 of the 5 of us on this panel here today. And then there's River.
That is not me.
Well,
Yay,
Lana!
Finally!
Not
Yay!
me.
for that, Lana. Kudos for that.
Because
spilling.
it's always me.
For knowing all the contestants.
I knew everybody. Period. Okay.
Mama,
I'm sorry.
kudos
I-
for
Also,
saying
can I
that.
just
For
quickly
knowing.
mention Lolita's all purple outfit? Slay.
Oh, so good.
Slay.
So good.
Slay.
So good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Worth mentioning. I just had to.
Yes.
Very that. But we get our top 4 from season 1 coming in. So now, River, you don't even have to watch the season. You know the top 4
You know
and
the
the
top
winner. So
Well, I already knew, and I'm gonna watch it anyways. But yeah.
Period.
I do also love, and I don't know if this was intentional on the part of Drag Race Mexico, but I do love that specifically Galavaro was on this episode, and then quite literally the next day was her premiere for Global All Stars,
I was
which
gonna
will be
mention
out
that.
shortly after these reviews are happening. Don't worry, we are doing all the things. We have all the things to cover.
Yeah.
But I do just love that coincidence. I was like,
Yeah.
there's so much Galavaro this week. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, Mexican Twitter was saying it's the best day to be a homosexual Mexican because you're getting so much
Yay.
like Mexican drag and like it's great. We're
And we
all
get to see
super
Gala
happy
out
about
of
it.
drag a lot. And she's hot.
Oh,
Yay!
and in drag. And in drag, she's also hot in drag. Let's
Of
not get
course.
it twisted. Let's
I-
not get it twisted.
I really hope they didn't tell her that Horacio was still there because for me, she did not seem surprised.
I don't
And
think
I
she
wanted to
seemed
see-
surprised, but
I wanted to see
I
like a
also hope they
genuine
didn't.
reaction of like, oh my gosh, you're still here. Yay.
I mean, I
I
think
mean,
she
maybe-
probably asked, and she
Probably.
probably knows a PA because she was on the show, and they probably told her. Let's be real.
yeah. Either
Or
that or
maybe
like
she-
she was expecting that.
I'm about to
Horacio
say,
was gonna
maybe
do
she was
well.
like, I'm
I had
confident
faith
with my
in her
girl.
daughter, and I was
that she's
like,
going
oh,
to
she's
be
definitely
here.
gonna be there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Definitely. But we find out that the Maxi Challenge for this week is a roast. We are roasting the top 4 and everyone, and
And everyone.
specifically Oscar.
Deserved.
And I lived for it.
We'll get to
funny.
it, but I was
It
so
was
happy
funny.
when it
It
happened.
was funny.
And I
will
love
say
that. I love that
I think
instead of
in a
having
roast, everyone is like open game, right? I think.
absolutely.
In
If
every
you're
roast,
there,
though.
if you're there.
In every roast,
Specifically.
it's that way.
Mhm.
I do love that instead of having Tyga and Lolita as the people like helping them, it was the top 4.
Mhm.
And I love how
Yeah.
integrated they were into this episode, and that just made me so happy because I was just like, oh, I
Mhm.
love seeing Gala. Of course, I love seeing Matraca. Christian brings so much experience, and then Regina Voce was there. Actually, no, she was the one giving the best advice.
She was.
So,
Fully.
Yeah.
But it was.
And it was
I
nice
loved
that they had like 4 different people giving them advice, because then they could the queens that were going to compete, they were able to like get advice from different perspectives and kind of filter what works for them. So I thought that
Well-
was really good, and also good for it to come from someone that wasn't going to be judging them, that was just going to be like
Right.
the audience
Yeah.
and like participating in it, but not like making any
Yeah.
decisions. So
Well, 3 of them gave advice, and then Gala just needed to know the tea.
Yeah.
she was just
Fully.
hanging out. She was
I was
hanging
gonna
out.
say that.
She was
She
being
just
shady
there
too.
to
I
look
think she,
pretty and be shady.
right.
And
I
do
think
you
she-
want Gala to
Kiki.
do anything else? No,
Not really.
Not
Like
really.
that's what she does best, and so like I was not shocked when she was not helping in the slightest.
Yeah, I think
But
she
I
was
was-
doing a good job of getting them in the mindset of like, okay, this is how shade works. Get ready. I'm doing it. You do it with me.
And in that way, I actually really liked it because
Mhm.
obviously she was not great at comedy challenges. We know that to be objectively true. So I like that she took what her expertise is, which is just being a shady bitch, and did help them get into that mindset of, let's shade this, and this girl. That's what you need. There's your material. Boom, done. Like I did really appreciate the way that Gala did it.
And I also Gala did give like I think one good piece of advice out of everything that she said, which was don't go for the obvious things. I think
Mhm.
in a roast, that's one of the best things that you could do. When you like if you do a joke that's so obvious, it's not gonna be funny. And we saw it later on where like some queens did jokes that we were all expecting. We were all like, okay, yeah, this joke was gonna happen. It's not a shocker. So like I think Gala's one good like advice that she gave the girls was that. But I also really like that they also some other, I don't remember who said it, but they were like, don't be offensive to other girls. Like, I think that's also super important in a roast, because you have to be fun about it, but you cannot just be mean, because when you're just mean,
It's the
it
thing
doesn't
of
work.
like, if it's gonna be like this offensive, it needs to be this funny, like equally funny. If it's less funny than it is offensive, then it's just offensive.
Yeah,
It has to be like on the same.
yeah. I really appreciated all of the advice that the top four gave them. I think it was really smart, and I think it was really good.
But Ahina was out here just writing jokes for people too. I was like,
Really?
she was like, you can talk about this joke about this joke about how I lost everything. I'm like, hey, I'm not.
She was fully like participating and writing her own set, basically, which I
The
love.
winner of this week's challenge, Regina Voce. Like,
Fully. Honestly, yeah.
I heard they cut a scene where she told Lexa to compare somebody to Princess Fiona.
I wouldn't know. I didn't see that, but it's very possible.
Oh, Eduardo does not get it at all.
Not
Eduardo
Fiona.
No, I don't get it. If
That's
that was
okay.
a joke, I don't get it.
If you're
was a
not
joke.
watching Canada versus the world,
Oh, yeah,
you're not
I'm
getting a
not-
full Drag Race experience, because it's a
I'm
really good
not-
season.
I'm so
You should check it out.
sorry.
And you should check out our coverage of it.
Wondering why
available here on
nobody
this
reacted to that.
Yeah, I was like,
It took me a second, but I was like, there's just
I was
so
like-
much Drag Race right now. It's all kind of blending together.
yeah.
I'm with you, Eduardo. I did not watch it. I have
I
no
was
idea
like,
what they were talking
sure.
about. I was like, sure, okay.
Two queens were given the same joke in that episode.
By two other different queens.
Oh, okay. Well,
And it was a Fiona joke. So
okay. Well, there we go.
Okay.
there you go.
So,
Do you
Check
want
out
me to
Canada
laugh
versus
now?
the world, where it's just me, David, and River talking about the season.
David, do you want me to laugh at your joke?
I'm about
If
to
you
say
thought that was funny.
Um,
Ha 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 ha.
You
There you
ruined
go.
my joke.
so we move.
Well, maybe your joke wasn't funny. Have you
I
thought
was
that you
saying,
maybe
no, he didn't
just
ruin your
aren't
joke.
funny?
I was saying, no,
And
David.
again,
He didn't ruin your
Eduardo
joke.
doesn't get it, and I love it.
No.
I get it. No,
Of
he
course
didn't
not.
ruin your joke at all, David. It just wasn't funny.
Of course I don't get it.
When is David ever funny?
Not usually.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. When
Please,
has
in
David
the
been
comments,
funny?
tell me if I'm funny. Please.
Oh,
Not
you
you
know they're
looking for-
going
I'll
to.
go out
Don't
my
utilize
way.
the comments.
Oh my God, fishing
Don't
for
utilize the
compliments.
comments.
Please, audience,
Only
tell me
comment
I'm
if you're
funny.
not attracted to David, and then we can see what's the
If
tea.
you're not attracted to David, then let's
Then you
talk
can
real.
say your opinion.
Wait, do we want to have zero comments on our YouTube video this week?
Don't worry, I'm here.
Just kidding.
I'm about to say.
I'll comment.
I'll
I'll take
comment.
that.
Oh,
I've liked. I have not commented. I like everything.
that was shady, River.
No, you don't.
I don't like the stuff that I don't like. I like what I like. But we have to move. We do.
Yeah, let's move
So
on.
generic and unique are choosing the order for the roast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're being shady about it.
Shady, I live.
I'm not going to say they. I am not going to say they. I'm going to say
Generic.
Generic
And they're
is
being
being
shady
shady.
about it.
Horacio wasn't even allowed
Shady
to look.
books. Yeah.
Yeah.
From a distance. She couldn't turn around without being told to turn
And then when
around.
they
Because-
revealed the order,
Because Janari knew she was going to understand what she was saying. Like, with the,
Totally.
because she was trying to take her down fully.
Fully.
and then
Absolutely.
when they announced the order and Lex is pissed that she's closing, and they're like, oh yeah, you could swap with Horacio.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was very obvious
It's so
that they were
shady.
sabotaging both Lexa and Horacio.
I have to say, I love that we are getting a true villain on Drag Race again, who is
Yeah.
also wildly successful at the competition, and I want to win the season.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you
And
the
also
last time that
charismatic, because she's not like unlikable. It's not an unlikable
So
villain.
likable.
She's very likable.
She's a three-dimensional character. And so
Mhm.
I think
I was kind of
Something's
worried.
giving
I
me
was actually kind of worried with Janari because we were only getting part of her story, which was her trans journey, which I do love. But I was kind of like waiting and wanting to see more, like like beyond that. And now we're seeing it, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, this was such a good episode of television, especially because of her.
And then we just go straight into the runway. There's literally there's no mirrors.
Mhm.
There's no getting ready. We're going.
We're going.
Okay, Eduardo, who is this guest judge and why is he so important?
He is a
Needs
director.
to ask you this again.
He is a film and show director. He directed The House of Flowers, like I said, Las Flores, and so that's what he's most famous for. Like that's a really big Netflix series that Mexico just loved, and it has some LGBTQ characters, and it's important, and so I was not shocked when he showed up. Like I didn't remember that he was the director of, like I said, Las Flores, but then I looked him up so I could kind of see what he had worked on, because I knew he was a director, but I didn't remember what he had worked on. But then I saw.
What kind of show is it? Is it comedy? Is it drama? Is it a mix?
I think I haven't watched the full thing. I'm gonna be so for real right now. I haven't watched.
Oh,
the full
okay.
thing. So I could not tell you how the later seasons show up. So I think it's a good show. I think it's mostly comedy, but sometimes it just goes into drama and whatever. It's a good show. If you like Mexican television, you should absolutely watch it. If you haven't watched it already, it's one of the biggest Mexican shows that has ever existed. And so he is important. And so I wasn't shocked that he was here.
Cool.
He was a good judge.
Yeah.
Oh, the winner of this week's roast challenge is him.
Yeah, fully. He did a
Or
really
Christian.
good job.
Him or Christian.
Well,
yeah. Christian won
His
again.
outfit.
It's fine.
His outfit.
Yeah.
He understood the
Oh,
assignment.
this suit is so good.
The suit is giving. He understood the assignment. He knew he was coming, and he was like, "Baby, let me show out." And he did.
Mhm.
And I have to say, because I'm not going to be able to say it next week, Oscar looks pretty good.
I have something to say about that. I saw something on Twitter. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is 100% certain, but I believe someone stole this design that Oscar is wearing. Oscar stole this design from someone. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I believe that the designer made this outfit and then was not credited properly, and they cut out any of his all of his stuff that would kind of assign it to this is his design. He wasn't credited properly, basically, and Oscar basically just took it and put it on himself. I hope it made sense, but the designer was on Twitter and was kind of upset about it.
Yes.
I don't know if it was Oscar that stole this look, or if it was someone in that
his team.
Oscar. And I don't know if this is also 100% real. But yeah,
honestly, who cares? It's just, if he stole it, then you should be honored and made it on TV. And he did it, and it looked good. So you should be like, yes, my outfit is on TV. Period. If he stole it, and you're taking the credit for it, then there you go. You got yourself seen. And I don't think he came out and said, "This is my personal design."
Yeah,
did he?
I'm just saying something that I saw on Twitter that I know has been trending a little bit. As I said, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's absolutely certain, or if I'm getting misinformation. And it's very possible that I am, but that's what I've heard. Good. But he looks good. Yeah, I agree.
Good.
I just felt the need to mention it because I've been seeing it, and so just wanted to mention it. Anyways, we can move on.
Well, we have an odd numbered panel today for today's battle of Tyga versus Lolita. The score is currently 5-3, with Tyga currently leading.
Oh.
And I have to say, this is some of the best fashion we've seen from both of these beautiful women this season. But I do immediately upon seeing them, I have my choice.
I had my choice when they walked Runway.
For me, it was a little bit more of a struggle, but I think I came to a decision.
All right. River.
Okay, so when they first came out, I was like, I saw Lolita, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be her. It's gonna be her because it was so good. And then Tyga came out, and I was like, okay. I mean, look at the material. She took it from me, but it was really close. Lolita looks great, but Tyga she took it from me.
Yeah, when they both came out, I was like, they look incredible. I was excited for it when we get to talk about this. But for me, yes, I agree. Taiga just took it by a little bit. I think her shape is incredible. The hat is so good. The makeup is beautiful. And I'm not saying that Taiga's hair or makeup is bad, but like Taiga's on another level. So for me, it was Taiga.
Am I next?
Yes.
Well, yes. Because
Okay,
that's the
well,
order that
then
we've established.
we're not gonna draw this out anymore because
No.
Tyga won.
Whoa.
And
Period.
I like them both, but like Tyga just gave like such a fashionable, like modern type of look for me, and I feel like Lolita did a great job of something I've seen a lot. And I really love this wig that Tyga had too. Yeah, so that's my winner.
She had me at hat. The second I saw the hat, I was like, done-zo. Period. Tyga won this week. Lolita looks beautiful, but Lolita always looks beautiful like that. This, though, was fashion. Tyga gave us fashion, and that hat.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
By unanimous decision.
Period. Tyga this week.
Like, there's no other. I don't know if y'all saw this as well. I saw a tweet that was talking about how they're not in order, but Lolita has worn every color of the rainbow flag this season.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's been much solid colors throughout this season and giving. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Or maybe like two at most. Like one or two colors.
Yeah.
I was always trying to figure
like,
out if her runway look matched up with her workroom look, because Tyga was doing that earlier, where her workroom look was always like a hint of what her runway look was going to be.
She was wearing gray this week in the work.
And
she
did it today. That's the thing. Tyga all season giving us hints to what her runway look is going to be by her workroom look. And so I paid attention, like caught on early for Tyga, but I wasn't paying attention to Lolita if she was doing that. And so I started paying attention. I was like, is it matching? But not always, because like she had that beautiful purple.
Today she's representing the late
solid colors. Her solid colors.
I was gonna say that. She's doing like monochromatic looks.
Absolutely. On both runway and the workroom. So I love it. I think they both. This is the beautiful panel. This panel ate up today. This week, this panel is like one of the best judging panels of the week. I'm just gonna give them their flowers.
Yeah, this is a good panel.
Well, this is definitely a better judging panel overall than Drag Race Philippines.
Yes. Yes. I mean, look wise. I'm talking about just outfit wise. I'm not talking about nothing else.
Oh no, I also agree outfit wise.
Outfit wise, they just ate the looks up this week. I think they did better for me than a lot of the other ones last week too. It's like I thought Canada looked a mess. I was like, oof, not that. Not a fan of Canada's track.
Fox like that.
I didn't like Brooklyn's look. Like I don't know about I didn't like Brooklyn's look.
With the balls, like the
colorful.
I love the You're not watching the season.
I watched that.
Well, okay. Now, I do very quickly want to talk about the looks from our top 4 from season 1. We ain't going to score these because we got other things to talk about, but I just want to do some thumb scoring on this occasion. I think I could just go ahead and just for Matraka, I think I could just put up Mugther and everyone will agree.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
I just want to say, if River likes this, you have seen nothing yet.
Oh yeah.
Because if you compare this to her Drag Race package, This is probably like
Mm-mm.
the bottom of her Drag Race package.
I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
this is good.
I already know.
This might be the most simple thing she's ever worn on Drag Race.
Fully.
Yeah,
Fully.
fully simple. Oh, she's so
She
Thanks,
is stunning.
And speaking of simple things on Drag Race, Christian Peralta.
She pretty.
This look was
She pretty. And I'm in the middle. She pretty.
I'm in the middle, not the down as well. Like,
It's fine.
The thing is, I think especially for Christian is the winner of season 1.
right, but I
And
feel like
you got your
no.
black panty showing and you
My
won this whole
problem is
competition.
that.
But
and
no,
when-
no, y'all. I don't want to do that to her now because
but
I don't expect her to come back looking like she got a step down look to come back for.
Yep,
So
3
she
weeks.
can't
And
give
that's
you
true.
she can't give you her best
That's
right
true.
now.
Oh shit,
She
you
can only
right.
I just
But
wish.
at the
I
same
wish.
time-
I wish just the black panty was covered with that color fabric. That's literally all I
I
needed.
get it.
And
But I
doesn't
think
she
she's kinda
look
like,
like
I'ma give y'all
Vanessa
a little bit
Williams,
of
kind of, in the
I
face?
also do
in that
want to
picture.
say that we know that Christian can do better. That's
Yes.
my biggest thing. Christian can do so much
Mhm.
better, even when doing something kind of basic. So her pulling this out for this episode felt kind of like, I don't know.
She was giving them the material they needed to roast her. She's like, look at this outfit and roast me. Because you know I can do better than this.
I just
She was giving
needed
them the material.
more of it.
And
But
I know
anyway.
it's been over a year now since she was on our TV, but
Mhm.
we did such a good job of calling her Christian, and even Eduardo is calling her Christian now. So
I know.
Christian.
It's Christian. It's Christian.
Christian, yeah,
I'm just,
But yeah.
you're
Whatever.
Americanizing it for us.
yeah.
Wait, what is the correct pronunciation of her name?
Christian,
It's Christian Peralta.
Okay, thank you.
not Christian Peralta.
Christian Peralta.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
not
bye-bye.
Americanizing any more names.
Okay.
right
Yes,
now.
don't do it. Don't
Let's
do
move
it.
move on to
Ew.
Regina Voce.
Regina Voce.
Regina Voce. Oh my
Regina
God.
Voce.
Regina.
Regina Voce.
Regina.
Regina Voce.
Regina Voce.
I'm gonna jump off a building right now.
I
Excuse
know.
me,
I'm sorry. Regina. We know. Regina.
Regina.
This is the
Voce.
best thing
Right.
Regina Voce has worn on Drag Race.
Fully,
Yay!
fully. Like
Yeah.
when you
That's
see
the
this
best
look, you
before
wouldn't think
look.
she was the winner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the best she's worn. I enjoyed this look.
This is really good.
We had so much to say about fucking Christian, and yeah, we have nothing to say other than
She
She
looks
won.
incredible.
She
What
looks
else do you
fine.
need?
Oh,
There's nothing to say.
I was about to say, but she was great.
Lana, it's my selection.
So
Eduardo,
you were taking too long. We need to move. we need to move.
I-
We need to move. Because I
No,
want to get to
There we
Galavaro.
go.
I just want to say, between her and her daughter, they must have found every bit of fabric they own and brought it to
Yeah.
their looks this week. Because
Yeah.
Oh, fully.
I've never seen her so dressed, but she looks
So
great.
dressed.
I love this
And
dress.
I don't know if I kind of like it. It was in it.
Oh,
I like it. I like this.
I like it, especially because it's still in Gala's style, but it's still like more covered up that she's like normally
I guess I like
thin.
Gala.
And so
Well, they said now she has money, so she can wear more.
Right. She
clothing.
can dress
Yeah.
up a little bit more.
she can
look-
finally put some
princess.
clothes on.
They were like, you look
Thank you so much
rich.
for
You
that.
look. She looked very demure. She looked expensive. She looked rich.
Not the mirror.
Demure, honey.
Anyway, let's talk about our roasters. Some of them were good. Some of them
Some
were not at all
Really
good.
bad.
Not at all good.
Really
Some of
bad.
them were maybe the worst roast performances we've ever seen on Drag Race. Pheromone, you might be safe.
Oop.
Let's
But
get
here's
to
the
close
thing.
cooking.
Here's the thing. This is, I think, the first time this season that somebody actually flopped in the main challenge. Well, not just one person, but like before this, nobody had flopped. Like some people did better or worse than others in like the previous challenges. But I don't think, in my opinion, nobody
I
like
knew you were going to say that. I knew you were
flopped.
going to say that. No,
Nobody completely flopped in any of the main challenges for me.
I agree.
Like flop. You know what I mean? But this time, like two people flopped hard.
I am almost there with you, River. But I also kind of agree with what Logan is saying. I think Suculenta did a really bad episode 1, but she had one good look, which basically saved her.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think basically she's the
Then it
only
wasn't
one
a
that
complete flop.
wasn't an absolute flop,
That part, River.
but like she
I
did
mean,
pretty
words have
bad.
meaning to me. I don't know about you, but like,
And just listening to the podcast, you all were so harsh on that girl this whole season. I'm like, get off her neck.
who's
Well,
succulent?
we were like
Yes.
you didn't
Oh.
see Mexican Twitter. They were
Okay.
destroying her,
That's sad.
murdering her.
I liked her.
I like her, but like some weird shit was going on there. Anyways,
Should we,
But like,
should we go?
go ahead, David.
I was going to say, should we talk about them in order?
I think we should.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to do
Yeah.
30 passes around this group to talk about this roast? All right.
I know I can talk very briefly about.
Yeah, we can be just quick about it.
I mean, I'll start.
Brief.
Yeah, I have. Well, I have like 2 to 3 lines for each of them, so it's not that much.
Okay,
I
you
don't
start
have
us
a lot
off
to say
with
about
Horacio.
So let's start with Horacio. First of all, she just looks so good. I'm hypnotized. I was worried for her, but she started off the bat like seeming confident. I thought she was gonna be nervous. She wasn't. She seemed confident. She had good jokes. She had good delivery and good timing, in my opinion. And my favorite joke from her was the joke that she made about Regina, of her like not winning something, and she did like 3 or 4 things that she didn't win, like that. I love jokes that build on, like, that you can build. So that was my favorite from her. But I think overall she had a very strong set.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have to agree. I know a lot of us were kind of worried about Horacio, but I kind of wasn't as worried because I said it from the very beginning when we saw her like on our first screens. She is shady, and a roast is supposed to be first and foremost shady. So I thought that even if she did badly, she wasn't going to be bad enough to be in the bottom 2 because she was going to pull something shady and do something fun with it. And when I saw her do this, I was so excited and so happy that she was able to pull it off. So I think Horacio did incredible today. So really well done.
Yeah, I agree. She was so good. I thought she did it with such a cute delivery too, which was like a nice aspect that only she really brought. And I just like it as she kept going along. I was like on pins and needles. I'm like, is she gonna flop? And then there was one joke where she talked about the thong that Gala had, and I'm like, oh no, nobody's laughing. But then she turned around, and that was the punchline. And I'm like, okay, you got it, girl. I'm gonna give my where I ranked everybody as we go along. Horacio was pretty clearly my number 1.
she was tied for me for like the first spot.
Mhm.
I had 2 people that I liked just as much, but yeah.
Lana, what did you
I
think?
think. Oh, sorry, I just forgot because when Eduardo was talking, I remember one thing. I think also she had a fire under her ass because she knew that Janeri was trying to set her up.
Oh yeah.
So I think she took that energy and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna set the tone and I'm gonna eat this up." So, and she did.
Yeah. Lana, do you have any thoughts on Horacio?
Oh, we only talking about Horacio?
Right now, yes.
Yes, because apparently we're going around in order and each one of us are talking about them.
Oh,
We're just gonna-
I thought
I have less to say about some other girls. Okay, whatever.
I thought we were talking in general.
We're going quickly.
Honestly, I was just going to talk in general. Horacio was my favorite, and Electra was very close behind her, and then the rest fill in the blanks. I really don't care. Like I felt like all the rest of them were like, those are the 2 tops, and then everybody else just. I felt like Janeri was. And do we want to talk about the bottom 2 unique and
Yeah,
I just didn't laugh. I just didn't laugh a lot. I only laugh with those 2 the most, and that's all I have to say about the whole thing. So.
Okay.
I thought Horacio was the best. By far, no question. And my original comment was actually going to be what River brought up after they brought up their original comment. So I will just cede my time back to River to talk about Eva.
Oh, okay. Don't you want to start? Because then I won't say what you're gonna say.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't.
So, Eva looked so good. I love her in this color hair. I just need to say that. She started off kind of rough, right? But she was able to recover like in the middle of her set. But she still, even when she was able to recover, she kind of seemed nervous during her whole set. I think because she kind of started off a little rocky, but she did have some good jokes. Like she had a few jokes that didn't land, but she also had like some good jokes. And the jokes that were good, she had like a good delivery. She was able to get through that. But she did, I think, relied on her cards a little bit too much. I don't mind them looking at the cards like once in a while, but I think at some point it was just a bit too much. But she was able to end on a high note, so she was very safe for me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it real quickly. Basically, you said everything that I wanted to say. I think she was bombing the first half of her roast, and then at the second half, she kind of picked it up a little bit and fixed herself up so that she would just be safe. I think she did fine. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know that I would say she was bombing, but she definitely was struggling to start off. And I was like, oh, since she was the second one, I was like, oh, are we going to see her lip sync finally? But she definitely picked it up. Honestly, I think she had some of the highest highs as far as her jokes went. Like if I were to just take like each of the girls' top 2 jokes of the night, there's a world where I might have given her the win. I definitely would have had her in the top 2. But overall, yeah, I agree. She was relying on her note cards a little bit too much, but she was pretty securely my number 3 of the night.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I had her as well. Like, I think it just came down to pacing, but I do agree with you, David. Like, some of the jokes that she had that landed so well and were so good. A lot of these girls had issues as well with pacing, and they weren't letting jokes land. And I think that's ultimately why Horacio won, is because Horacio was kind of the only person to let jokes sit and let like the audience absorb them and understand them. And Eva wasn't horrible with that, but she definitely was speeding through it. You could tell there were nerves. I liked the foreskin joke. I thought that was funny, but it didn't land, and I wish she had like restructured it a little bit. But overall, I think she had a good set. Unlike Unique.
Yeah. This was rough. Hard to watch. She started off nervous, and when she made her first mistake, she was just not able to recover at all. And it was, like I said, it was hard to watch. I don't use this word a lot because I don't like it, but this was kind of cringe, unfortunately. And I mean, she did have one good joke at the end that landed, but other than that, it was just, it was a rough spot. Let's say that.
Yeah, I was kind of gagged that Unique would do so badly in a challenge like this, because we have seen her do comedy before, we've seen her be shady before, and so her struggling with this challenge was kind of a shock to me, a little bit, not with what was shown, but what we knew about her. But I think, I'm gonna say this really quickly, I think Horacio and Unique have like opposite problems when it comes to comedy. I think Horacio can't do characters, but she can do herself and be shady really well. But Unique can do characters really well, but she cannot be herself and be shady super well. So I think in this challenge, it kind of made sense that Unique kind of fumbled a little bit because she just wasn't confident, like super confident as much as like Horacio would be confident in her own skin. I'm not saying that Unique isn't confident in herself, but I'm just saying that maybe this is an issue.
She wasn't in this moment.
Yeah, it wasn't in this moment. That's kind of where
Yeah.
I was going. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also don't think she looked like herself. Like I kept looking at her, and I'm like, why do you look like Janeri more than Unique in this episode?
And why did Janeri look so much like Katy Perry in this episode?
Fully.
know.
I was going to say that when we got to
She kind of does. Depending on how she does her makeup, she kind of does look like Katy Perry.
But especially during that lip sync. We'll get to it. Spoilers.
Mhm.
But as far as Unique, okay, I'm not one for conspiracies usually. But for me, this was just so weird. It felt almost like she was doing badly on purpose. It almost felt like the producers were like, hey, we really need you to go. We can't have you in the top 5. Please, we'll give you an extra bit of money if you just bomb this. It felt like she was deliberately forgetting things. And it was just like,
I think she just blanked, I think. I
she
don't
probably
know.
did. It just felt off to me. Like how like, I mean, she didn't even look nervous to me like you would be when you're completely forgetting punchlines. And I have issue. Okay, the guest judge, the one issue I had was him saying somebody was worse than Unique, because there's no world where any of them were worse than Unique for me. Unique did not remember her jokes, and the ones she did say made no sense. So she was number 6 by far for me.
Clearly, she didn't do well. I liked her hat. And my comment was, I agree with what Eduardo said, and that was going to be my whole comment about Horacio and Unique. So we'll move on to Janeri Bloom.
Okay, now this is where the episode just got so good for me, because her starting off the cuff saying, what an uncomfortable moment, getting a laugh, and then immediately flopping.
Immediate flop.
Absolute cinema. So good.
It felt scripted.
I don't even remember what she was trying to do in the middle. She was trying to do a joke, and then people wouldn't laugh, and then she would ask for them to laugh, and it was that was so sad. And then at the end, she pulled out a chicken. For why I don't it was so good. It was so, like it was giving me very much similar vibes to Utica's roast, whereas like it was so bad it was good again. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like it was so bad, it wasn't
Not
good.
in
It
this
was so
case.
bad that it was entertaining. It was entertaining.
It was so bad that it was
I'm with you.
bad, and it's like a car crash that you can't look away from.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's more like
Very
it.
much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No. Yeah. It was. Janeri did really bad this week. She did really bad, and Horacio really said, "My kink is karma." Like,
Oh, that
she-
backfired
that
fast.
backfired so hard. This is what gets Emmys, people. This kind of storylines is what gets Emmys. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was wild. It was wild. That's all I have to say. It was really bad.
Yeah. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah, it's crazy watching 2 people get a double win last week and then just really bomb this week. What I will say about Janeri, though, is I feel like she did have jokes, and they were structured as jokes. They just were not laugh worthy. And I at least she was very self-aware. Like I actually did laugh when she's like, wait, am I doing worse than her? I thought that was hilarious. And then the banter between the former queens from season 1 and
Oh, yeah.
Lolita, like that made it entertaining to watch. It wasn't good. She was solidly number 5 for me. I thought she was still quite a bit better than Unique, which isn't saying much.
I mean, she had 2 jokes. It was the starter and the "Am I really doing worse than Unique?" And that was it. She looks pretty. She looks like a cross between Candace Cain and Katy Perry. And I'm sorry for half of
Actually.
that reference, Janeri.
Candace Perry.
No. I'll just say she looks like Candace Cain, to not disrespect Janeri like that.
And also the feather that was constantly hitting her face. Jesus Christ, it was so bad. Anyways, move on. We can move on.
Share Perry.
I put Janeri over Unique just because they both did bad, but Janeri was so bad it was entertaining. So,
Mhm.
but Electra, this look could have been a Runway in a different universe because she just looks so good always. Ugh. And I think for me she was my tied with Horacio for like the top because she had, just like Horacio to me, good jokes, delivery, and timing. Which timing, I think here, timing and delivery was the biggest challenge for this group of girls because all of them had at least one or two good jokes in paper, but they kind of struggled with everything else. But she had a very strong set overall. But my favorite joke from Electra was her joke about Matraca. She said that in her finale lip sync, she reminded her of her dad. That he wasn't there. So yeah, that got me. That was so good. One of my favorite jokes of the night.
Yeah. No, Electra did really well this episode, and well, here in the challenge, she did really well in the challenge, and I think she was one of the best ones. But yeah, I think she just got like a little outdone by Horacio for me. I think she just came up short just a little bit, but I think she did a really good job.
Yeah, I agree. I think she was maybe the most reliable person with her jokes. Like she just kept spitting them out and they always landed. They always landed. They always landed. But for me, I do not think any of them were like hilarious. Like I do think that the girls and the first two girls that went had funnier jokes, but she was just more consistent than them. So yeah, I thought she was very successful and she was pretty solidly number 2 for me.
Yeah, the consistency, like when she came on stage and immediately just started making the jokes, I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about this. The only thing for me, honestly, that separated her and Horacio as far as the roast performance was concerned was timing, like I was talking about earlier, because Electra had good timing, but there were a couple of moments where she didn't let jokes sit. And it kind of like she started talking over the laughing, and it's like, oh, I don't personally love that. So
I agree. And then Lexa, she started well and she ended off well, but then the middle was kind of kind of rough for her. Just like Eva, and I think even more, she relied a lot on her cards, especially when she got nervous and like a joke didn't land. I don't know if you agree with me, any of you, but like there was one moment where it kind of felt like she got lost actually during, like she didn't know where she was on her set and where was she, like what was the next joke. But when she did well was like at the end when she tossed the cards and was just like off the cuff and improvised, and then she was funny. So started well, ended well, in the middle was rough. But again, just like Eva, she was safe for me.
Yeah, I think Lexa had a pretty like fine performance here. I think once she let go, she really shined, and I think that's just something that Lexa has to work on. Like as a whole, she just needs to learn to let go so that she can really shine. Because her like trying to be funny and like to have the jokes on like memorized and whatever was kind of just messing her up, and her not remembering her jokes. I started getting worried. I'm gonna be so for real. I didn't think she was gonna lip sync because I was certain that she wasn't gonna be as bad as the other two, but I got a little worried. But then she picked it up, and I just think Lexa just needs to learn how to let go and just go with the flow.
Yeah, we had 2 queens that were consistently funny, 2 queens that were consistently unfunny, and then we had the 2 that were a little mixed. So I was like, okay, who's going to be the low safe and who's going to be the high safe between Ava and Lexa? And I think it really just came down to the punchlines weren't quite as strong for Lexa. Like nothing that she did, like there were some good moments, but nothing like left a lasting impression for me. So I would have had her at number 4 overall.
I think the runway also was taken into account with the results later.
Mhm.
I agree.
Same.
Mhm. And the last thing I wanted to say about the roast, literally one sentence. Loved the girls, the finalists roasting the girls back. That
Mhm.
gave it a very nice banter back and forth. That was fun.
Definitely. Runway category is Night of 1,000 Selenas. Finally, thank you very much.
Thank God.
you.
So excited.
Now let's attempt to give some brief thoughts about this runway.
Okay.
First up, Horacio Potasio.
Celebrity impersonation. Period. They look the same.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Most fabric she's ever worn.
Mm-hmm. Spot on.
So she's Selena, right?
Mhm.
This is
Basically.
Selena.
Yeah, this is Selena's.
How
Mhm.
many years ago did Selena unfortunately leave this earth?
It's like
95.
94, 95? Okay.
That was when I was 95. Yeah.
What year was
Mhm.
Horacio Potasio born? She's younger than me. She
Yeah.
couldn't be. She would have to be.
Yeah.
How? I'll save this comment again for another person later
Brief
on
thought.
who actually might be.
Hmm.
Next up, Ava Blunt.
She did that thing.
AF. Mother. Yes.
She did it. She did it.
Most out of the box.
Yes. So different from what you would think when you think the Night of 1,000 Selenas.
Mhm.
So far from that.
Mhm.
In the best way possible.
Yeah.
Best look of the night.
Period.
Unique.
Mhm. Solid. Don't like the reveal look. with the
Expected.
pants.
This is like the most expected thing that I would think to see in this kind of runway. So basic.
Yeah. Not unique.
She gave you what you asked for.
But she still looks really pretty.
Mhm.
Mm.
I didn't say she
Okay.
looked bad.
Never said she looked
This-
bad.
this
She
is just-
gave you what you asked for.
What I expected.
Janari Bloom.
Meh.
I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused.
Keep it on. Keep it on.
I like the interpretation of what she was trying to do.
She was real lucky. She had 3 wins and was up against Unique in the bottom 2.
Hmm.
Elektra van der Geld. What? Mona?
Maybe controversial, but I like this.
What the fuck? What biggest disappointment?
Not Electra.
I was very underwhelmed by this whole entire look.
I'm with River.
Good.
Good. We have some disagreements we'll talk
Yes.
about later.
And last up, how old is Lexa Fox?
She's about the same age as Horacio.
Impersonation part
I'm
2.
about to say, I know she's a baby,
Electric
but my
Boogaloo.
God.
Damn it.
I think Horacio and Lexa are around my age.
I'm looking it up.
They're in
Probably
their
like
20s.
25. Like 25.
Yeah, I think
think
at most 25.
ish.
I think Horacio is closer to my age. So
It's definitely they're definitely way younger, but I know
No one left on this cast could even be close to what I'm
Right.
assuming.
Right.
They would have to
right.
be 29, and the closest person is Janeri.
no.
So
Yeah.
That's not. Anyways, River.
I already said it. Celebrity Impersonation Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, fully. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I really well done. Really well done.
Yep. So cute, but tame that wig.
Weird.
She's just giving us Selena in mid-concert. Like the humidity is hitting her hair. It's wild. It's frizzy. She's spinning, and she's bitty bombing all over the place. And the humidity. You are Selena. I love it. Oh
that part.
They just look like them.
And that's how it's done.
Mm-hmm. Selena.
So we go back. They have an untucked moment, but it's just the girls from season 1 finding
It's just
out what
kikiing.
it is.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give some brief notes since we're talking about the girls from the previous season. I forgot how quickly Gala talks. I had to rewind this episode a few times because I'm I could not read the subtitles fast enough. You're talking so fast, Gala. Also, I really enjoyed how much admiration we were getting from the season 2 queen, specifically for Matraka. We had Ava gushing over her in a confessional, and we had Lexa being like, how am I going to read Matraka? And it just goes to show Matraka was the one from season 1.
Well, hopefully we'll see her back in an All-Star versus the World something, right?
Mm-hmm.
God, I hope so.
Espana versus the world.
Yeah, because I don't think she knows
Maybe.
English. So
I don't know that I want her
okay.
being judged by that.
Mexico versus the world.
yes.
Where
Yeah.
the top 3 is Matraka, Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and Clover Beach.
And Ugasio's in there too.
She went
All
home
right.
full.
So we have
Top
a top 3.
Correct.
Yep.
And it's correct.
Deserved.
Yep.
Correct.
I mean,
Agreed.
I
It's
feel like
correct.
this was so easy. This one
It's
was an
cut and
easy
dry.
decide. It was
Mhm.
like, yep, this is who it's supposed to be. That was the top
Yeah.
3.
It was giving we all watched the same thing and we saw
Yep.
what we saw.
Everybody saw, and Horacio deserved to win because
I love her.
Period.
I'm so happy.
And she shot
it's
the
so
girl.
good. It's so good. She deserves. And then
Yeah.
so we do have our bottom 3 as well, which
Oh, I didn't even call it as a bottom 3 because they said, Lexa, good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, bottom 2 then.
I'm not even acknowledging
Mhm.
that Lexa was hypothetically in a bottom 3 because I don't think she deserved a bottom 3 placement for this week. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
right.
really, not
Put
really.
in the
Yeah,
bottom
she
Because
was
let's
good.
just be
Yeah.
honest, there were 2 girls in the bottom.
Absolutely.
They just deserve an absolute deserve to
And-
be there.
But hey, can we just say Horacio winning an episode that somebody was trying to set her up? That is so bunty,
That's winner at it.
hunty.
The story
That's the
of
best thing
episode
ever.
was so
And I
good.
love seeing that happen on all drag races when we see girls try to
Mhm.
sabotage somebody and we see that person who's trying to get sabotaged come out on top and they look at the person
Yeah.
like, It's
We just saw
the
it
best
on
thing ever.
Queens.
Yeah, I love that. I love
Mhm.
seeing that. It's the best thing
Yep.
ever. So, yeah.
I was
Ah.
wondering what Selena song, because they had to do a Selena
Yes,
song,
of
right?
course you had to do
Oh,
a
and I
Selena
was
of
song.
like-
course.
I was
Which
like,
one, though?
me personally, being me personally,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
wanted Amor Prohibido.
Of course.
I knew they probably wouldn't pay for the rights to Amor Prohibido, and I knew it probably wasn't going to be Bidi Bidi Bom Bom, even though I think that, I don't know that actually would be the best lip sync for your life song. I'm going to be 100% honest.
I
I
don't think
would have
so.
liked it, but
I mean, it would have
we
been
get-
fun to see. But
we get techno cumbia, which
Which I like.
hello, I love.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like that.
I
I was like,
love
yes.
this choice so much because I hadn't thought about it, but this might be one of the best lip sync like choices in Selena's repertoire. Like this might be one of
Truly.
the best choices. that
Unless it
you
was
could
going to be a
make.
Selena ballad, like this is probably
Yes.
the best upbeat Selena song we could have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like if you want something upbeat from Selena, this is one of the best choices you could make. So I was really happy with the
I mean,
choice.
It gave everything in the song. It was like you go dance all night and then dance, stop. It gave you time to do stuff. I was like, yes, because I enjoyed this lip sync so much because of the
too.
song. And then watching them do it, I enjoyed watching them do it.
Yeah.
And
I am no longer worried for Janeri Bloom in the
Janeri
finale.
just kind of came out the gate eating. Like she
not
came
worried.
out the gate eating. When she took the bang off, I was like, okay. Okay,
yeah,
girl.
that was so good.
Okay, girl.
Yeah.
She took that bang off and was like,
Yep.
all right, giving us a little Thera Forever action going on. And she took it and she threw it.
But can I
into the
just
crowd.
say, I really think it was very close for me. They both did very good.
I don't
For
think it was
me,
that
it
close.
was very close. To me,
I think
low
Unique did a good
key
job.
actually, low key Unique won to me. Low key.
Oh, absolutely not.
To
Absolutely
me,
not.
for me personally.
Yeah, look. You can be
I
loud and
can't
wrong
get
from
into
time to
it, but
time.
I want to hear y'all. I want to hear y'all.
You can be loud and wrong from time to time. It's okay.
May,
No.
may I
Yeah,
speak?
I have the right to my wrong opinion.
You do. You have the right to your wrong opinion because there was
Thank you.
no way on this green earth Unique was gonna be Janeri Bloom. It was from the top of the thing.
I
When
would have sent her home, but like, because it was
when
so
she-
close to me, I would still have saved Janeri. You know,
It was
because of the track record. But
I have a lot of thoughts about this lip sync. I think this was such a disappointment to me. This was not really what Selena deserves. I'm gonna say that. I feel like neither one of them really brought their best to the stage tonight. I think Unique felt defeated. I think she wasn't bringing as much energy as she normally does. But at the same time, I think Janeri was doing too much. The kind of dancing that Janeri was doing did not fit the song. Like this kind of song has the type of dance that Unique was doing. Like you dance cumbia. This is not like a splitty, like kick up your feet and whatever. This is not the kind of lip sync that Janeri was kind of lip syncing to. Like Unique was doing the dance moves that you're supposed to do to this song, but her face was not giving. Janeri was going full out, but it just isn't the kind of song that, like, this is not
kind of
the song
moves,
to do
like
it
the kind
to.
of moves for the song. You mean?
Yeah, and I think, and when I went on Twitter and I saw all of Mexican Twitter, a lot of people agree with me that Unique did win the lip sync, but she went home because she was on her fourth bottom 2 placement, and Janeri had 3 wins. And so she got really lucky, basically, because Janeri had too much. Like, she was doing all of the things that do not
It wasn't
fit
bad, though. It just didn't fit. But it wasn't a bad performance or lip sync for me, I don't think. But I agree with you. That's why Unique won to me, because I feel like what she was doing fit the song better. And Janeri was giving a good performance, I think, but like you said, didn't fit the song that much. And in her face, to me, she looked very desperate in the face.
It was giving so much desperation that, like, it felt a little weird. And I think I'm gonna say it. I think this is my least favorite lip sync of the entire season so far. I think this is like the worst lip sync that we've seen so far, and it's kind of shocking to me that Janeri and Unique are the ones that are in it, because like I would expect them to do really well in a lip sync, especially a lip sync to Selena, and so I was not enjoying this. I was not featuring it.
Well, I'm definitely more in line with the top row here because I thought Janeri was quite
Speak
good.
for yourself.
Huh? Oh,
Logan never gave a thought yet.
I have not given a single thought yet.
I'm just
Sorry.
going off of what you said about how you're not worried about Janeri in a lip sync anymore.
I'm not worried about Janeri. You go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I was taking that to mean that you thought Janeri was good at lip syncing. So I thought Janeri did well. The only things that I didn't like were the cartwheels. I thought they were like a little messy. But other than that, I'm so impressed. And I think like most of the queens this season would like pulverize the queens from season 1, other than Matraka, Gala, and Arhanis. I think I think the queens this season are so much better with lip syncing. Unique, it goes back to my like conspiracy theory hat. It just felt like she was reining it in. I didn't feel like she was going nearly as hard as she normally would have. And maybe it's because she remembered the 3 episodes they basically told her, if you're ever in the bottom 2 again, you're out. So
Mhm.
I mean, that would make me feel defeated in that moment too. So I don't know. For me, it was definitely Janeri.
Yeah, going against someone that has 3 badges and is the first time in the bottom is kind of like.
Yeah, I think Unique kind of knew what her situation was and kind of she still tried, but I think she was clearly defeated.
Mhm.
What do you think, Logan?
I actually kind of more so agree with what River and Eduardo were saying. I feel like if I'm going off of the person that I think fit the vibe of the song better, I would say Unique. I think going into this lip sync, there is not a single thing Unique could have done to win the lip sync. I think Janeri would have had to walk off stage.
Yeah.
She would have to do a Ginny Lemon to like be eliminated.
Yeah.
Fully.
Literally.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say this now because I couldn't bring it up at the beginning of the episode because I didn't want to spoil it. But the moment that in the recap that they showed at the very opening of the episode, they didn't show Unique winning last challenge, I knew she was going home. And so I was not shocked when she got eliminated.
I expected her to be going home because we're getting close to the finale and she is the person with the worst track record. So she would have to do very well in this challenge to like.
Yeah. And her storyline kind of ended last episode because I think her storyline has been like her story, Unique story is all about resilience. Like her story is all about resilience and getting kicked down constantly and just trying to climb back up. And I think
and finding herself, I think, as well.
Yeah. And so once she got that win, her storyline was over and she had the worst track record. It was just her time.
Yeah.
Well, I just find it very interesting. I find it very interesting that we watch the same show and we all have these different opinions about what we think is happening because I honestly felt like, and no disrespect to Mexican Twitter, y'all have y'all right to y'all look, Selena's is your girl. You have the right to know her music better than me. And the feel because I felt the same way about certain other lip syncs where other people have lost, and I'm like, that gave me the feeling of the song, but you did this performer. I didn't think it was that far off, but that's just my humble little opinion. I thought Janeri kind of ate it up, but maybe it wasn't the feel of the song, which okay, I could. It is what it is, but yeah, Unique went home now. But it was time for her to go.
Yeah.
And she went gracefully.
She went gracefully.
She had a nice exit.
Yeah. And
gracefully.
And you can speak, David. I've been speaking a lot. You can go.
Well, all I was going to say is I love Unique. She really grew on me near the end there. And I'm really I'm so intrigued with her as a person, especially like in confessionals. I'm like, I want to get to know this person. And I really think that she's going to find a more realized drag persona. And she seems determined to come back and hopefully she will. But with that said, I'm so happy we have this top 5. And I think it's one of the best top 5s I've seen in a while. And what's interesting for me is it's so close. For me, I like them all almost equal. So like I'd be satisfied with any of them winning. And I certainly wouldn't have said that last year. But yeah, I just think it's really strong top 5.
Going into a makeover.
A very strong top 5 for a very, very good season. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a makeover next episode. So
Seems
I-
interesting.
Very
Mhm.
so.
Family
Mhm.
makeovers.
Family makeover.
family
Family
makeover.
The trauma that we're gonna get.
We're gonna get 5 Emmy moments. I just know it.
Mhm.
Probably. But that is that. So,
That.
thank you for joining us for this episode recap for Drag Race Mexico, episode 9. We'll be back next week to talk about the makeover. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to check out the description where you can find our audio podcast links, all of our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access, as well as our social media and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug. With all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers.
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 Oi, oi. No, I'm kidding.
Wrong show.
Wrong franchise.
No,
Wrong franchise.
Adios.
Adios.
Adios, adios, adios.
No sé,
Mhm.
what.
Bye.